Okay, peeps, welcome back. So today we're going to be going over the Grayscale trusts, the Bitcoin miner stocks, and also native cryptocurrencies, where we intend to take profits, maximum profit targets, as in the bull cycle peak, meaning when crypto will ultimately top out, and also our own personal positions. So with that being said, let's get it. So first thing I want to show you guys here is the Grayscale Trust. So this is the positions that we have currently. We are massively in profit, as you guys can see. If we just simply sold out now and did nothing else and just moved all this money into dividend paying stocks, we'd be set. Uh, probably could just honestly move to another country and retire and just live off passive income. But as you guys know, the crypto bull run is just getting started, so we have no intention of selling at these early cheap prices. And yes, in my opinion, these current prices are very cheap. So this is what's going on right now. You can see we're up 177% and 84% respectively, roughly around 100% total. So we'll now go ahead and go over to the Bitcoin miner stocks. So you guys can see that we have 300 shares of HUD8, 600 shares of BTBT, and Cypher 300 shares of that. Reason why we have so much more BTBT is number one, it's cheap. Number two, the all-time high is roughly about an 11 to 12x the current price. And number three, BTBT has gotten beat down a lot more than HUD8 and Cypher, in my opinion. And generally speaking, when something gets beat down more than anything else in its sector, it usually outperforms heavier than everything else later on. So we wanted to double down on that. But as you guys can see, two of them are already starting to rip again. They're starting to move back up. I suspect the Bitcoin miners aren't really going to start massively ripping until after Bitcoin's halving, which is next month. We've had the demand shock by Fidelity and BlackRock and those guys, trying to suck up all the Bitcoin out of existence, which they're not going to be able to do because, again, it's going to be mined until 2140. But the supply shock comes next month when the halving happens and the Bitcoin mined per block gets cut in half from, I think it's 6.25 to 3.12 or something like that. So that's our miner positions and the native crypto positions that we have. This is not all of our positions in native crypto, but it's some of it. So you can see that we have a lot of different positions. So we have AIOZ, Horizon, Dash, Bitcoin, Filecoin, Scale, The Graph, Engine, Render, Fetch.ai, Crypto.com, Zcash, Banker Network, Dogecoin, of course the Doggy Dog coin. We couldn't have some, we couldn't help but get some of that. So those meme coins, though, right? Ethereum, Litecoin, and we do also have some Algorand as well, but it's not here. So that's pretty much all the positions we have. Again, it's kind of like a mix of AI tokens. You have the staples like Bitcoin and Ethereum. We have some of that. So you have AI, you have some layer ones, layer twos in here. You got some meme coins, some metaverse and gaming coins like so AI would be Render and Fetch. And then let's see what else here. Render, Fetch, Graph could be considered AI. AIOZ is obviously AI. You have some of the staples and the old school ones like Dash. We do actually have some Zcash now. So as you guys can see Zcash. Those are Bitcoin oscillators. And then Bitcoin and Ethereum. We have some Filecoin, which is a DPIN project. And just kind of a mix. So crypto.com, of course, that's a exchange token. We told you guys that we were also obviously going to get some of those. We have Coney as well. That's also technically exposure to a crypto exchange or crypto. So that's kind of what's going on here. So anyways, with that being said, let's get into the charts. So we're going to start with the Grayscale Trust first, and then we'll go to the Bitcoin miners, and then we'll finish last with the native crypto. So kind of more or less our strategy here is we plan on taking profit on all of these positions roughly about 70 to 80% of the way to all-time highs. That's when we are going to start taking profit. That's not necessarily the end. So take a look at the Fib levels here, 851, 1350 on the 1 and 2.618. This is obviously much higher than where we're at now. Do the measure move here. You guys can see what I'm talking about. So it lines up basically perfectly with those targets. Just so you guys know, the maximum on LTCN could be as high as almost $2,300. It's a huge price target. For some reason, the one on HZen is not popping up. I don't know what's going on here. Pretty sure we did this one earlier, but whatever. We'll just go ahead and do the fibs on this one. So obviously 80% to all-time highs would be like $23 or something. But so we'll look at the fibs. You guys can see the fibs could range anywhere from 47 all the way up to $124. So massive, massive increase from where we're at now. This would be roughly our starting profit target on BCHG. Should be able to scale out and see the fibs on this. Yes, so here's the fib levels. We'll just go ahead and do the fib levels again just to show you guys kind of what we were looking at here. So obviously your top fib level is 262 and your bottom fib level is going to be 102. You guys notice that our fib price target is lower than the top fib. Reason being is because it's virtually impossible to time the top and the bottom of anything in markets. So here's our initial take profits are down here, as you guys can see in the fib levels, all of the fib levels up here. So we'll once again show you guys the measured move on the Fibonacci's. You guys can kind of see what's going on here. Obviously the top fib is way higher. That's $400 per share. I mean, it could happen. Phil G and GSOL have already done it, and they're early movers. So I would say it's absolutely possible. GXLM, again, for some reason we didn't put the 70 to 80% in here. I think it's just simply because we don't have HCEN, and GXLM is probably why they're not in here. But you can see the first two fib levels here is 152 to 243. So even at the second fib level, that's nearly a 5x on GXLM. That absolutely could happen. Of course, if you bought at the bottom, it'd be much higher than a 5x, that's for sure. So third fib level, 356. Last one, roughly about $410 a share. So here's ETH-E. We have the first two fib levels written down here. Reason why we didn't do all of them is because we want to see it hit those fib levels first, get a pullback, give us a bigger move up, and then we have something to measure to the upside. But if we were to do the macro measurement on this, as you guys can see, it is quite a bit higher than 116. So you could be taking a look at anything from 110, $120 a share to up to almost 300 on this one. So nearly a 10x if it gets all the way up there. Zcash, this is also, we got the fib levels on this. 102 is the second fib level here, as you guys can see. So we'll do the fibs here. You guys can see that the top fib level is 169. Once we get to these first two, assuming that we do, we'll measure it from there. But just to get to fib level number 2 is more than a 10x. All the way up to the all-time highs would be like just a crazy, like nearly 20x on this thing. GSOL, this one we have not really been able to do a fib on, and I'm going to show you guys why. This is another reason why we just absolutely did not want to touch this thing. So if we go here from the most recent swing high to swing low, you guys can see that they line up perfectly. This thing has hit the 4.236 perfectly and had a massive rejection off of it. So what we're looking for GSOL is we need to see another pullback followed by another move higher with a candle close above these highs. If at that point we get it, we can tell you what the next target is, but until then, we really can't tell you where it's going to go. So Mana, we also have not measured this one, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyways. Even though it's overextended, it could still move higher. We'll just have to see. So if we measure it from the previous bottom to our previous top to the previous bottom, you guys can see it already hit the 4.236. So again, we can't give you a measurement yet on this. But let's just say hypothetically that this green candle here is the local top and it pulls back into this zone here with this current weekly candle we have. Obviously, the price would be able to move much higher, up potentially as much as almost $150 a share. I would say it's possible because Decentraland itself still has nearly a 10x to go. If we look at that real quick, it's at 75 cents. I believe the all-time high was $6, if I'm not mistaken. So at least an 8x, if not more. So the top fib level for GBAT, which has not topped out, but it's pretty close to that, is 28.5. 3.618 at roughly about 25 bucks. So once again, we'll do the measured move from the previous swing high to the swing low. You can see it hit that exactly. So as of right now, the profit target has been hit. We can't really give you a measurement yet because we don't have a higher high, higher low going on. So now G-Link, top Fibonacci level on this is 260. Again, we're measuring this based on market swings. So swing high to swing low, 3.618 has been hit. The absolute peak would be roughly about 255, 260 a share, and then we want to see a move lower and then ultimately higher from that point to be able to give you the next measured move. Phil G, we can't even measure this one because it's just been so ridiculous at this point. So if we measure it from that wick high down to that body low down there, I mean, it's well extended above and beyond the Fibonacci's. Again, this is like a straight up kind of move. I am expecting at some point any day now a massive pullback on Phil G. So GLIV, this one from swing high to swing low, you guys can see it did play out that cup and handle pattern. But you can see it's pretty much already gone up and hit the top Fibonacci levels. So we're getting this pullback here. So if we were to say, just hypothetically, let's just say this red candle comes back, pulls back, hits these EMAs, and then moves higher from there. We'll say that this is a swing high level, and it bottoms out right around that ascending triangle down there that you guys can see, the little tiny white lines right there. Next levels would be basically 110, 140, and about 160 respectively. So now we're going to go ahead and go up to the miners. So we're only going to cover the ones that we currently hold. We're not actually going to cover all 5 of them. So let's go ahead and take a look at the miners real quick. So this is where we plan on taking profits, roughly about 70 to 80% of the move up, or at least the start of the move. Or I should say when we plan on starting to take profits towards the peak of the bull run, this would be roughly about where we'd be looking to start taking profits. So we didn't put these in yet because they haven't been hit yet, but basically the targets are anywhere from $54 to about $134 per coin. Again, the spot Bitcoin ETFs were approved. You know, I mean, Bitcoin could go up to 200,000-300,000 this cycle, and these things could outperform Bitcoin. It's absolutely possible. I mean, they performed pretty well in the last bull cycle. So here's our initial take profits. We'll do the Fib retracement here from macro high to macro low. So you guys can see the targets are like way out there. So anywhere from 25 all the way up to potentially $64 per share, which would put this at as much as potentially a 20x. So that's assuming that the Fibs actually played out. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. So HUD 8, you can see our initial take profits here. And we will go ahead and once again do the Fibonacci retracements. So it could be anywhere from $136 to $350. Our average cost is $8. So if it went to $3, or I'm sorry, $8.50 per share is our average cost. So if it went to $350, I mean, it could be like, I don't even know what that would be. That'd be insane. That'd be like a 45x or something. It'd just be crazy. So that's the Bitcoin miners. Now we're going to go over the actual native cryptocurrencies that we hold. We're going to try to fly through these real quick. We're not going to do a Bitcoin in this video. That'll be a separate video. As you guys know, we always do that separately. Here's the potential ETH Fibonacci retracement levels, 7,300 all the way up to 17.8 thousand per Ethereum. So you guys can kind of see very similar layout here. Top Fibonacci, 17,800. Litecoin, this is an interesting one. So once again, here's our initial take profits, and we have the top Fibonacci retracement here from the previous market swing high to swing low. You can see the top Fibonacci is just over $1,700 a share. I'm pretty sure I did not measure that accurately, but it's pretty close. Dogecoin, initial profits, 53 to 61 cents. I would say that's a good place to start taking profits just to be safe. And of course, you have the Fibonacci's here, so it could be as high as 305 or $3.05 per coin. I know it sounds crazy that I could get that high, but that's what it says, so it could happen. We're not doing compound. If we buy some compound, we'll go ahead and show you guys that. So this is Banker Network. This is one we have. So fibs range anywhere from 15.20 to about 38.50 per token. As you guys can see, it's only $1 right now, so you could be looking at as much as a 38x. That's assuming it goes up that high. IOTX, ICP, ETH Classic, and Link, Synthetics, Jasmy, these are all ones that we have on our watch list, and Solana looking for major pullbacks, but we haven't seen them yet. So Algorand, here's the fibs on this one. So anywhere from roughly about $4.50 all the way up to potentially $11. Keep in mind, Algorand did not make a new cycle high compared to the 2017 highs. So whether it's going to do it this time or not remains to be seen. That's the reason why we're taking initial profit at 70 to 80%, because some of these coins will not go to new all-time highs, and some of them will. We just don't know which ones, at least not yet. So Bitcoin Cash, we did this one mainly for BCHG. So the fibs range anywhere from 2,600 all the way up to really up there, 6,800. So you guys can see that would be way above even the 2017 peak. This is one of those coins that did not make a new high when comparing 2020 to 2017. So something to keep in mind. Filecoin, this is one we're very bullish on. This is a DPIN project, and it also did make new cycle highs in 2020 compared to 2017. So it could go even higher. The targets range anywhere from roughly about $400 all the way up to basically about well, the 3.618 says 850, but it could be as almost at potentially $1,000 a token. So there's that. Fetch.ai, this one's kind of hard to predict. So the top fib says roughly about $5, but I would say the price target's going to be $13 or somewhere about there based on the market cap currently. I think that each one of these AI projects in the bigger, like the bigger AI projects, could probably go to somewhere between 20 to 30 billion each. If you guys want to see what those numbers are, just head over to CoinGecko and look up Fetch, Render, and AIOZ. You'll see what I'm talking about. So Render, we were actually able to do some fibs on this one. So the current fib top is 53.3 per share. That's roughly about almost a 5x from here. AIOZ, again, these are the fib levels, but we think once again, based on what the market cap could be, again, roughly about 20 to 30 billion. A conservative price target for the peak could be about $18 in my opinion. So Dash, this one is another one of those tokens that did not make a new cycle high in 2020, but we threw some fib levels in there just for the heck of it. So 1.618, 761, 2.618, 1,210. All right, so Engine, here's our initial take profits. Here is the fib levels. As you guys can see, they're all typed out here, and we're going to leave them there until the cycle peak. So it could be as much as $17.40. Again, Engine is kind of a combination of gaming, what is it? Gaming, metaverse, and I forget what the other niche is, but there's another niche that this one is kind of tied to. So very bullish on Engine. Graph, this is our initial take profits here. We actually did not do any fibs on this one, so let's go ahead and do it now. So cycle high to cycle low. You guys can see it could go anywhere from $7.40 per token all the way up to potentially about $12.50. Scale, this is I believe a layer 1, if I'm not mistaken. Layer 1 or layer 2, something like that. But here's our initial take profits, and then obviously the first two fibs would be up here. Decentraland, this is again a metaverse play. The reason why Facebook switched their name to Meta is because of the metaverse, so obviously it's a big deal. We don't hold this one currently, but we'll go ahead and throw it in there. So as you guys can see, this could go anywhere from almost $10 to potentially as much as $25 per token. It sounds crazy, I know, but it's possible. And we'll update these in time when we update our holdings. So initial take profits there on Horizon, as you guys can see, and the fibs range from 225 all the way up to 570 per token. Zcash, here's our initial take profit on this one. And then we have all the Fibonacci's up here, whether this thing actually makes new highs and goes up to 1574 per token or not, we'll see. Crypto.com is an exchange token. So here's our initial take profit, 68 to 78 cents. And then the first two fibs are here, and the top fib is all the way up at $4. Believe it or not, it could happen, and people start aping into the crypto exchanges and the volume just moonshots. I mean, these prices are definitely possible, I would say. So Gala, this is a gaming token, as y'all know. Those of you that are in crypto, you know exactly what this is. So 61 to 69 cents initial take profit. Here's the Fib 1, Fib 2 levels, and the top fib is 364 per token. So the last thing I want to say before I close this video out is keep in mind that it's very easy to underestimate just how parabolic these moves in native crypto can be. They can be really explosive, and they can go way, way higher than anybody expects. We were not expecting Dogecoin. Let's just put it like this. We were not expecting Dogecoin in 2020 to go from 1/10 of a penny to 74 cents. Okay. We thought maybe it might go to 10, 20 cents, something like that. We didn't think it was going to go all the way up to 75 cents. That's like from a penny to 75 cents, that's a 75x. So that's just something to keep in mind, is it's very easy to underestimate just how huge these moves could be. We didn't buy Doge at 5 cents because we thought it was going to go back down to a penny, but it based at 5 cents. So that just goes to show even we have sometimes underestimated these moves on crypto. Anyways, these are our initial take profits on all of our positions plus maximum take profits in the bull run. Hope you all enjoyed this content. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see y'all later. Peace.